Welcome to another edition of DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Rasul McGee. It's Saturday, right? It's Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. We got a lineup that you wouldn't believe. That's what we always do on this weekend here. We want to talk about the Washington Commanders and what they did in training camp and who they signed. We're going to talk about the Washington Wizards. NBA draft is approaching. June 26th, we're going to talk about that and who their second round number selection is going to be. Also, we're going to talk about the Baltimore Orioles. Yes, the Baltimore Orioles are now playing the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, we're going to tell you what the score is because they're playing right now. Also, we're going to discuss more of the little ins and out of the other teams as well in their schedule. Make sure you call in 512-543-4662. I say again slowly, so you can call in 512-543-4662. Make sure you express who you rep, your name, where you're from, and don't be shy. We don't bite. We just talk and glide and vibe. That's it. So, with that being said, let's start the show. So the Washington Commanders are very pleased with Jaden Daniels' performance on the field. The head coach Dan Quinn, actually is giving him the praise of the week. We do have a weaponry unbelievable on paper, but we got to play together. Defensively, John WHITT Jr. says that that Emmanuel Forbes is doing well, but is he excelling at the rate that he needs to for this defense to flow? Now, here's the problem that I'm having with the reshuffling of the deck. They got Jamin Davis as a pass rusher now. He's like I don't know if they're trying to mimic Marco Parsons, but I'm not sure if you put him in that situation, he's going to flourish. Now, yes, he does have a quick burst. He has a quick first step, and yes, he can get to the first level. But can he sustain off blocks? You could put a linebacker on him, and does he get off the blocks well? Now, when he was under Jack Del Rio, I'm not comparing anything, but when he was in his system, you rarely heard Jamin Davis' names. You rarely hear about this man who has a quick first step. When there was a running back, then you hear him. When there was a sweep, you would hear him. You don't hear him as much. So I'm a little quick. I'm not sold on that position as well. So that right there just tells me they don't have the burst that they need to get to that second level. So what you're telling me in a more logical sense that this is going to be a sack by committee. It's not going to be one person or two people sacking the quarterback, which is a problem because in this league you got to have somebody to sack the quarterback. You can't just let them sit back and drop 5 steps back and throw a football. That brings me back to another thing. Preston Smith. I know you heard that name before. Preston Smith, yeah. He is the prime example of why, he was the person that actually got to that first level. Now he's with the Green Bay Packers playing with his brother. They actually are doing great. Hats off to him. But Preston Smith was the exact same way. But at least he got to the quarterback. You knew exactly where he was going if you put him on the left side. But remember, we had somebody on the other side as well. So, Jamin Davis, linebacker, now pass rusher. Now, remember, he said in Kentucky, he was also a pass rusher as well. But see, the difference between Kentucky and here, his division, was weak. He excelled. This is the East. Everybody knows who you are. Now that's a problem. They also signed a kicker, RAMIZ AHMED. RAMIZ AHMED was, I think he said 15 out of 20 in his kicks, 40 out of 44 points after touchdown. His pat was that a percentage, I think it was 88%. I'm not sold on him either, because we don't know if he can kick a 50-foot, 53-yard, 56-yard, or even a 57. Sly can kick a 60-foot. Can this guy kick in the trenches? This is my concern. We're brand spanking new. We're not seasoned. We're just right out of the grocery bag. You know? This is bad.
One way to put it.
I'm just being real with it. And that's where my problem is with the defensive side. Now, offensively, I know we're just coming out the gate. But if you look at Jaden Daniels' demeanor, arm, strength, speed, intelligence, football intelligence, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine because they have everything writing on this. Dan Quinn has to put the best product on the field. His whole mindset is, I got to win now. It's win now. It's not win later, 5-6 years down the road. No, now we have to go into a wild card to win. You know, if we do not, guess who's going to be upset? Guess who's going to be upset? It's going to be a lot of fans, a lot. You know, and that's the problem, you know, that we're having right now.
Problem in a nutshell.
Yes. So I mean, not only do these individuals have to perform right off the bat, they have to gel right now. So preseasons, those 3 games, it's now or never. You have to put your first string out there and see what they can do. Second string, you're not really going to evaluate until third string comes out. And then the third game, you know, all your tokens are in. You're going to see what your offense can do. You're going to see if your running back can open up, you know, run through a C gap or A gap and burst. You're going to see if your offensive line can sustain a pass rush or a bull rush. You're going to see if your linebackers are able to, you know, go to the scrimmage and just stop a running play or sack. You know, that is the majority of evaluating the team. And that's what you're going to have to do right off the bat. And that's where my mindset is. Looking at this, I'm saying we have so much to evaluate right now and beyond, because if not, guess what? We're in trouble. We're so in trouble. So I have a panel here that can help me out with most of these questionnaires. You just heard Coach. I think Big Steve is here. And a little bit later on, it's going to be Louis Tenor. And we're probably going to have a special guest. We're supposed to get Bronco fans here. I hope, you know, they follow through, because they said they were coming. And then we were supposed, you know, a lot of those fans said they're coming. They don't come up. I don't know why. But we were supposed to get some Steelers fans here. I think about 2 or 3, and they had some interesting take on their history. And I'll bring that up to after we talk to the panel. So we got Big Steve and we have Coach here. Help me out. This is a question I'm posing to you guys. All right. Here's the idea. With Jamin Davis being on the line of scrimmage, is he seasoned enough to be a pass rusher for us? Because can he get off the blocks? Can he actually maintain a steady motor running when that quarterback drops 5-step back? Are we able to go after the quarterback, period, with him there? Steve, help me out.
Okay. Now, they saying to put him there because he's going to be like, because remember, we have Dante Fowler, we got Dorrance Armstrong, and we got Lou Wagner and McGee or Pittman as the linebacker. The reason they play him there because Davis as brother, because he will be Fowler or Armstrong backer. So they can have extra people. I think it's good for him because we got 7 linebackers. We got we gonna probably have 6 and put one in in the taxi squad. We got linebackers. So and we got the Spurs linebacker. So we don't have no rookies now. So Damon Daniel's speed will get him better at defensive end. That's just my take.
Okay. All right, Coach. Shine some light on that.
Yeah, man. What's happening?
How you doing?
Pretty good, thank you. Hope you are.
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
I gotta say, I wanted to ask, do they get them out there and like make 2 teams and play each other so they can watch them? And I'm not talking about these preseason games. I'm talking about before.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
They can get a chance to, get a feeling of who and what. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So you're talking about a 12 on 12, 7 on 7s, 12 on 12s, 11 on 11. Yeah, they do that. 11 on 11 drills, not 12, sorry, not 12. But 11 on 11s is what they normally would do. 7 on 7 drills, and they try to get the feeling of what an actual game speed looks like. Like I said before, they actually are pleased with the offense. Now, you don't hear too much about the defense, but now they're starting to see what they have on the field. Now, don't get me wrong.
We're gonna need that
defense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into my explanation right after you. Go ahead.
If I knew more about the defense, I could say, we're gonna be rolling. Because I really do believe that we do need a good defense,
right,
to go with that offense. I mean, you got to think about it.
Right.
Keep an eye out. Interception. Oh, what? Yeah, go after the quarterback. Yeah, it should be somebody out there, someone that should be fast enough and be able to get to that quarterback. If the play doesn't, go another direction.
Right. No. I get what you're getting at, and you're making sense. So.
Yeah. But get this one, Sue.
Yeah.
On our offense, the smallest person on our offensive line is our center at 6'4", the Fogo, Tyler.
Yeah.
Everybody else is 6'6", especially the rookies. I think they're gonna count on the rookie, Brandon Coleman from TCU, because he's a big monster at 6'6", 325. So I think and then they got backup for their offensive line. So I think they're pretty good. People gonna underestimate us on that offensive line, along with our weapons. We got the weapons, know.
Yeah.
And we got a tall 6'4" quarterback, and he can see over that line. That's something that Sam Howell couldn't do, But now we got a big tall quarterback with a big old arm that can see, and I think they're gonna put oh, they're gonna put money to protect him.
Well, see, here's the thing.
You know.
I agree. Everything you said about the offense. I have no problem with the offense. Everything that my questions were answered in the draft, right? Everything that was said in the draft was now on paper and now it's on the field. We're done with the offense because the offense is going to shine this coming season.
Yeah.
If you look to your right of the football team, you get the defense. Now the defense has exactly what the offense has. It has the young, the old, the experienced, the non-experienced. That's fine. My problem is there's only 2 spaces that needs to be filled right now. And that is the left side of the pass rush and the right side. And you know what? Like I told you before, you don't know who's going to be on that pass rushing side. So they're trying to fill in Jamin Davis. Now, Jamin Davis, don't get me wrong. Jamin Davis said that he loves having fun on that side. He used to do that back in Kentucky. My thing is, okay, you're going to put him in a linebacker situation where you're sacking the quarterback. What happens if they're plugging you with the tight end / left tackle or left guard? Now you're double teamed. Now you can't get that pass rush. And what happens? That gap is open for a running back to bleed out and go 15 yards straight
They
up.
need 2 of him.
Exactly. So now you got the left side, right? So you got all these playmakers that are not dominant, but they're consistent. Now, don't get me wrong. This is what I was trying to say when Coach was talking, and I didn't mean to interrupt, but don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Bobby Wagner is going to get everybody straight, but he can't play 16 different positions on the field. He can only direct. If you're not doing your job, he's going to call you out on the sidelines, or he might do it in the game. And that's where my problem is. If you calling out your playing,
but remember, we got the Panthers all-pro linebacker Lulu too. Don't forget him.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
He can cover. He can cover running backs and tight ends.
So
he's an attacking. Remember, he's like 4th in the NFL in tackling
right
last year.
Okay,
so we got the number 2 and the number 4 tackler in linebacker.
Yeah, so that's if you look at the sheet, it says everything that we have is on the offense and defensive side. My concern, now I'm gonna say it again, even though John Witt has been in the league for some time, he has not played with this organization. This is also his first time, as well as Joe Harris, Magic Johnson, and the other guy, right? They don't know how this team is. They had a taste last year of mediocrity and they didn't like it. So this year, they went and got Dan Quinn, former Falcon head coach, who took his team to the Super Bowl one time, lost, never came back for a second time. We're here with John Witt Jr., who has an idea of bringing the quote-unquote Legion of Boom to Washington, but it's not going to be the same. So now you have all these experience. Hold on. Hear me out. You have all of these experienced players, youngsters, and you have all these coaches are going to coach, but they cannot have. I want you to listen. You have all these players, but you cannot find 2 rushers to fill the gap. So you just putting Jamin Davis to see what he can do, and then he's having fun. Now you got put gaming situations in there so that way he can sustain. I'm gonna get to my point again. But I gotta introduce this one cat. He's 100%. He's 100% a good guy. He is the co-host of the Enhanced Sports Show, co-host Louis Tenor. What's up, Lou?
Thanks, Dolph.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I hope you as well.
Thanks, bro. Thank you. Now, going back to what I was talking about before, Lou, what we're talking about is the defensive side of the Commanders. Now, the defensive side of Commanders have heavy hitters. I have no problem with that. I'm all for that. But we also remember the time when we also brought heavy hitters in here and they were not sustainable. But I don't blame the heavy hitters. I blame the coaches because we had really poor coaching and we had talented players. Now we have somebody who is a linebacker coach trying to be a defensive head coach. I haven't seen that in the NFL, but we'll see what he can do. But my point is every defensive head coach has his idea of who his pass rusher is going to be. Regardless of what the scheme is, you know where your core players are. If we're searching in the deck for that type of player, we're in trouble. Now, I'm glad we having it now versus the game. But if we were actually doing this during the game, we're in trouble even more. That means we ain't going nowhere. Yes, we'll have a spurt of greatness in one game, win, and thinking, oh, we're just fine. And then 2, 3 more, 5 games down the line, we lose, and they were like, what's happening? Again, folks, we're in win mode.
Expect them to be, not to go without a loss. Sometime down the line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have the talent players. We have a plethora of Hall of Famers on this team, and we have to
jail.
Right, and we have to win. This is a winnable team. This is a team that can actually dominate the NFC East for at least half of the remaining of the season. We have to catch fire. I'm talking about we have to catch fire first 5 games. We have to win. I'm talking about we have to shock the whole entire NFL community. And then they have to fear us. They don't want to come to DC and sit down and like, that's the Commanders. You should go home, and because they're going to smash mouth us. And that's what you want. But you look at on paper, you're like Bobby Wagner, Jeremy Chin, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Emmanuel Forbes. What's going on with this defense? And then you see that we're not gelling. And then you have Bobby Wagner come out his chest like, you suck. You don't want that. And that's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm saying the more they play even before preseason, together.
That's what I'm saying.
The better.
I'm agreeing with you, Coach. That's what I want to see myself. I want to see us dominate, even though we're playing against ourselves. Because if we persevere, the only team that can beat the offense is us. That's what I want to see. Right. I don't want to see, the offense didn't score 1 daggone touchdown against this team. But if it's against us, then we know we're better than the offense. We know the offense is going to surge. I know this for sure because if you look at the playmakers they got, they're serious. Dan Quinn is serious about this offense. You got a punishing running back. You got Brian Robinson Jr., another one. Then you got 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers deep. Now you got 3 tight ends capable of changing the trajectory of the game. That's what you want. Now, not only is your offense dangerous, even your bench is dangerous. And that's what you need. It's like playing basketball, and your 12 minutes, you're sitting there, or your 6 man is on the bench. You're like, that dude can score 40. Let's wait until the 4th quarter and put him in. That's what you need on the defense, on offense as well. But you look on defense, and you see the same thing you see on offense, but you can't find a player. Not just because they're good, it's because they've never been in that situation before. It's like putting Bobby Wagner on the left end pass rush, and yet he never played. He only played linebacker. Now he's out of his element. You see where I'm getting at? This gotta be, you gotta plan better.
Yes, you do.
And to actually say that in the press is a bad thing, because now you're letting your opponents know, oh, they putting Jamin Davis on the right side. Who's gonna be on the left side?
Like I said, you're gonna need 2 of them.
We're gonna need 10. Put 10 of them up there. I'm pretty sure that would be a 1,000% better. I wouldn't have nothing but good things to say. Yes, I'm not picking apart their ability, because they already proven themselves in the NFL. What I'm trying to understand is, if you're putting these type of individuals in a position to get better, you should know what position that you're going to put them in already. I'm pretty sure the Eagles already know where they're going to put their special hybrid, linebackers that can dominate a game in their position already. They have no problems, right? They're probably already practicing for the first game of the preseason.
Yeah,
that's
Sure
what
they are.
That's what I'm saying.
I would think so.
So let me ask you, Lou. Based off the information you just heard, who would you put on the left side and right side of the defense? Now, I know you're not knowledgeable about the past of Commanders history, but do you know the players? So here's your choices, right? Jamin Davis, Bobby Wagner, Jordan McGee, the rookie. Who would you put on the left side and right side?
I don't know what I feel about a rookie. I mean, you never can tell. So, by very possible, I think maybe I go with Wagner. He's got the experience. I don't know what to make of the rookie at this time. You can never tell what he's going to be like. So I'll go with Wagner.
And that's a really good assessment too, because you want experience on the left side, because you don't want inexperience on that side, because that's when the offense is going to exploit the rookie. Absolutely, great point. So this is why I'm very concerned.
That's what they're going to go after if they put one out there.
Exactly, and not only if they don't put it out there, they're going to definitely do it if he's a linebacker. But you got to gain experience if you want to be out there. So I get that too. But my point is, you got to have a better scheme, and I'm pretty sure he's going to do the 3-4 scheme, because we do have a lot of linebackers. So you're definitely going to go into a 3-4 scheme where you put your nose tackle in the middle, and then you have your 2 DTs, and then you have your linebackers. But it's not going to be our base scheme. We're definitely going for a 3, but it's definitely going to be a 3-4 scheme set. It's not going to be the base. So the base is 3-4 still, but he's going to use more of a 3-4, and then he's going to have a nickel, a dime, and a quarters. But the problem with that is we got to get to the quarterback first. You can't let nobody bootleg and get a first down. You got to punish your team, your opponent. And we haven't done that since God knows how long. We had spurts. We had dreams that looked pretty much like, oh, we were good. Chase Young, Montez Sweat. Those were our bookends. And they were doing magnificent. All the DTs have to do is sack the quarterback and stop the run. And they did that. It was just we didn't have the talent in the backfield. And now that we do, we got to have a better understanding. So now I think this is how John Witt is going to do it. He's going to put the linebackers at a center of attack and sack the quarterback, which is going to cause a problem because now you're taking your linebackers, blitzing, maybe 77% of the time when you need them to be sacked 85% of the time. So that way the offense doesn't really flow. So we can get the ball back in the opponent's 25. And that's where the money is for everybody. When you get to the opponent's 25, you can hear literally from your head coach, cha-ching, sit down, son. Sit down. We're going to get the rookie. You did a well heck of a job. You get the rookie out there and go ahead and get that interception and or touchdown. And that's where the money for the organization comes in, because now you get the endorsements. Now that you get the play time, you get the Monday night win, you get the Thursday night win. Now your defense is flowing. That's where my concern is. I haven't heard any type of, improvement since we got the heavy hitter. Maybe he's keeping a secret. I don't know. Let me see that.
They've been very quiet about it.
You see what I'm saying? There's no life on the defensive side. Everything is on the offensive side. You hear the life come out of the offense. You hear that the rookie is lining up with the veterans, and the rookies are actually listening to the offensive line and the cadence and the snap count and the playbook. Everything is working just fine under, Kingsbury. But when you hear what's happening on the defensive side, it's minute. You don't hear nothing in the press.
No.
And that's my concern. That's like, is it getting bad? Is it getting quiet? Or is there a secret weapon out there? I don't know. They don't know. Everybody has the first year in the defense. It's like Joe Barry. They'll play for Joe Barry, but Joe Barry don't know what he's doing. Just do your best, and I'll grade everybody at the end of the year. Go ahead. What? No. What? Where's the playbook? What?
Keep your eyes open.
Right. If you see something foreign, go after it. What? No. What is that? That's not football.
No, definitely not.
But but here's the thing. All jokes aside, I like the players we got. I love how we went and got them, and nobody knew what we were going to do until the last minute. That's fine. I applaud this organization and the team for doing that. Now that you got the players, we need to know as fans, can we actually depend on the defense? Now remember, this is a defensive organization, 1,000%. We could have an offense, we could throw touchdowns, but we have to score more than 10 points to 17 points. That's our percentage. 19 points, folks. This organization has scored 19 points over the span of 6 to 7 years of mediocrity. Horrible stat. I have no problem but say horrible. We can have yardage. We can have yardage. We can kick the crap out of that football when we want 3 points. But we can't score a touchdown if Vince Lombardi came in and gave us the football and said, "Here, I want you to score a touchdown right now. You can have this trophy for the first time and be 4 champions instead of 3. Score a touchdown." And if we throw out of bounds, he would never come here again. And that's horrible. But I got a panel here. Right now to help me with this next question. Yes, we're still on Commanders, but it's always a good conversation to have. Here's the question, folks. And we're going to start with Lou and then we're going to end with Steve. So my question is, based on the information now, our first preseason game, let me go ahead and get this up. Our first preseason game. Let me get the schedule so that way we can, we have in real time here. I want to. Okay, well,
Who's snoring?
well, no, she's not snoring. She's actually burping. She's burping right now. It got into her colon right now. It's in her colon and it's stuck. So here's what happened. We got the Jets in New York. Now, the Jets are known for their blitzing, folks. The Jets are known for their blitzing, and they're one of the top defense in the league when it comes to a surprise attack. So my question to the panel is, are we capable of taking on a defense with that stature with a horrible offense with the name of Aaron Rodgers, I believe? So if we're taking on Aaron Rodgers in the first quarter, is the defense able to sack him? Let's go with, or not only that question, the second part of that question is, are we able to even win that game with the defense that we have, which is all names, Hall of Famer name, going after a Hall of Famer? Let's go ahead and start with Lou and then end with Steve. Let's go. Help me out.
I'll be honest with you, because with Rodgers being out for the past year, I don't know how he's going to feel, coming back in that first game. So I think your Commanders have a good chance of beating him and winning that game pretty convincingly. Because Rodgers could get a little rusty with his considering his age, he's out for a year. I don't know. I think he's kind of lost a step. So I think you might have a good chance here.
So are you saying that it's possible, or are you saying no, it's not possible?
I'm saying it's possible.
Okay, we might get that W. Okay, all right, Coach. What do you think about that? All right, I think Coach is probably driving. Coach, are you there with us? Okay. I don't know if I pressed that one. Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. That's on me, Coach.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
You got me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can win. Does anybody know, is Aaron Rodgers actually going to play?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. They got to test him out. They got to test out his leg. Remember, he had a fraction in his foot, or yeah.
He's had plenty of time too.
Yep.
It's possible. It is possible. I gotta say that.
So would you say that our defense is going to gel together? That Bobby Wagner and Jeremy Chin and Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and Emmanuel Forbes, and the whole entire defense is going to dominate that whole section of the game, so that way we can rest assured that the defense is going to excel?
That's why I said they need to play as much as possible before preseason games.
I totally agree with that
They've
assessment.
got to get a little of that gel in. They got to get together, communicate, keep their eyes open. They got to.
I like the answer. I'm going to the big guy. What's up, Steve?
All right. I think we're going to win. They're going to put our defense, because remember, we got a defensive-minded coach and a defensive-minded assistant coach. And don't forget, we have Brian Kerrigan as our linebacker coach. People forgot that. Okay, so you know, so that's why I think our defense. I don't know if we're gonna do a 3-4 or 4-3, but I think we'll be able to beat the Jets. They ain't no way they're gonna put Aaron Rodgers on the field the first time. No, because like I said, that's gonna be like deja vu. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, let me give you a little taste of what our opponents and what we have to do to combat this narrative that we used to have for 6 to 7 years. Our opponent averaged first downs 364 compared to our first downs of 324. So our offense has to change that narrative, right? So first downs by rushing, passing, and penalty. Our opponents had 121 yards rushing, 218 passing yards, and only 25 yards per penalty. Versus us, we only have 99 yards rushing, 109 passing, and 32 penalties. So our offense has to combat that versus anything going against a good defense. Young team, young, a mixture of young and veterans with old veterans and young selectives. We have to, come together on that. Third down conversions. So 94 of 226 conversions of our opponents versus 77 216 on third down conversions, which means that we had more 3 and outs than we had any first downs in the year. That was positive, which is crazy because that means that we were never ever playing ahead. We were always back and catching up, and we were never a catch-up team. That is where the problem is. Now,
they got to learn to do that, man. They got to do it.
Now,
and I expect if they are experienced.
Yes. And
they'll get them up there. They got to be.
Okay, so here's more of this, right? Defensive wise, right? Defensively, we were more, I would say, we were good when we had, our bookends. When we lost our bookends, we became flat. And we didn't have no life whatsoever. So this is where night and day happens. During the day, we were feared. 2020, we were feared. 2021, we were slightly feared. 2022, 23, we were gone. There was no life whatsoever. Everybody was either doing their own thing. Everybody was partying on boats. Everybody was just, we ain't going nowhere. So let's go ahead, just live it up. I'm going to put my money here. We're going to have this party over here. We're going to have this cookout. We still have games left. So my thing is, yes, we do have Ryan Kerrigan, which is a plus. This man sacked 10, this one player 10 times in Jacksonville. 10 times. Broke a record. He's one of my bookends that him and Brian Rakpo. Rakpo went to the Tennessee Titans. He stayed here for years, crafting his game. This man should have got a championship, but we didn't. We were unfortunate for him to do that. So we took him. This is why I believe that was the horrible thing to send him to the Eagles. He didn't need to go to the Eagles. You just should have retired his jersey and called it a day. But he's here. He's coaching, and that's great. But the man deserves a ring, and I hope he gets it with us. And I hope if he's actually teaching Jamin Davis and anybody on the defense, teach them how to come after the quarterback, regardless of who's trying to trap them or double team them. And I think he tried to do that with Chase Young, but for some reason it didn't work out. But
No, it won't.
so I don't know what's going on right now. I think the defense needs to come to life. Like they just had the switch turned on and sack the mess out of anybody who comes on a home field advantage. To have this field with home field advantage, because the fans need it, we need it, and they desperately need to feel it as well. So going to the kicker, and then we're gonna go to the other player, the other topics as well. I just want to say the kicker. I'm not sold on the kicker. I don't know why we let Sly go. Sly actually proved himself by kicking that 60-footer. It doesn't make sense to me. They should have signed him. Even though he was a small guy.
Yeah, they should
Joe
have.
Sly was actually proving himself to be the front runner. That's the one thing I could actually say that Ron Rivera actually did correctly by signing Joe Sly, who kicked the 60-footer and never looked back. But now Joe Sly is on his way to another team. RAMIZ AHMED needs to prove himself. He needs to kick a 62-footer for his butt to be on this team. But if he can't do that, then I don't know. This is getting bad. But I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm just gonna let Dan Quinn and John Witt do their thing. But we got to see the results. Game 1, Jets versus Commanders. That's going to be the primary focus on. Next thing, Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards are going to be the number 2 picking in the NBA draft, which is on June 26th. So I had this idea that we're going to do better and we're going to pick a really good player. Then I heard what one of the owners said, the general manager said, and it just made me stop in my tracks. He said, and I quote, "We're going to select what we believe is going to improve this team." And then I looked at the roster and I saw Bilal and I saw Denny. I said, we ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing. And then they're going to put KUZMA on the chopping block. So basically what you're saying, the guy who scores more points with Jordan Poole, you putting him on a chopping block so that you can get what? What are you getting? Nothing. You're trying to be with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City Thunder didn't even do that well. Yes, they got to the playoffs for the first time, but they didn't do nothing. They were good. I'm not going to lie. They were good, but not great. And they lost in the playoffs. We're trying to get a championship. We're going to go to the finals. Hats off to the finals. Another segue. Hats off to Dallas Mavericks versus the Celtics. Celtics looked dominant. They took number 1, the first game. Now the second game is what, Sunday? So here's my thing. I knew Tatum is 100% the real deal. I think Dallas has a more complete team because they have the big 3. They got Kyrie Irving, they got Luka, and they got Daniel Gafford, who was a wizard. And who does the Boston Celtics have? Tatum and Porzingis, who also was a wizard. So what does this mean? This means that we, the Wizards, are not a team to combat or compete. We are the Wizards that breeds players for other teams to go to playoffs and win. And I hate to say that, but it's true. And what we do is exactly, because I could give you a whole list of Wizards, ex-Wizards, who went on to win a championship. Remember JaVale McGee? JaVale McGee was a 6-footer that we drafted in the draft who went on to the Warriors and won a championship. Went to the Lakers, won a championship. I think he went to the Suns, but they didn't win no championship. I don't think he went to the Kings, but we also had what's that guy's name? He used to play for the Houston Rockets, center. He was here with John Wall and Bradley Beal. He was a Superman. He did Orlando Magic drafted him, not Shaq, but the other guy, Howard. That isn't not Desmond. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard went and went to and was a Wizard. We did well with him. I think we went to the playoffs. I don't think we went to the playoffs with him. No, we didn't. Then he went to the Lakers, won a championship. We also, it was a whole bunch of other people. I cannot name off of my head, but those are the main Wizards that went and became a champion. Now, the only two that didn't go to other teams and win a championship just yet, John Wall's still out there, and Bradley Beal is with the Suns. Now, they're trying to break up the Suns. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, because they were the favorite to win. They got dominated and sent on their way. But my point is, we are not going to compete anytime soon next year. So why are we putting, Kuzma on the chopping block? If we're that developmental, we should put Denny and Bilal on the chopping block. Let them go and breathe. Because, Denny scored 43. Go ahead, my friend. Go to the other team and win.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
So my thing is, let me ask you guys. We're gonna start with Big Steve and end with Lou. What do you think about the situation with the Wizards? Do you think the Wizards are these breeders for talented players to be sent to other teams so they can win while we remain stagnant for the next 15, 20 years? Steve, excuse me.
It's been a 40 years since, last championship I won. I was 14 years old, okay? 14.
Right.
I'm 60 now. So, to me, they got two picks. They got the second pick and they got the 26th pick. Take the second pick and get either Rice or Starr, either one of them two.
Well, we have the 51st pick.
Get the Purdue center with the 26th pick.
No, we have the 51st in round 2. We don't have the 26th.
Yeah, we got the second round, and then we get a point guard. We're gonna probably trade that second round pick anyway.
I don't know. I think we're probably.
I think they're gonna trade it up. And then here's what I heard. I heard that the Oklahoma Thunder is supposed to trade us one of their players, their number 12 pick, and another pick for 2025 for Daniel, DAJ something for him. And he remember he was with the Wizards and he had 14.7 points a game. I don't know why they want to trade him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think the rumors have any type of basis, because if you look at what the Oklahoma City Thunder did in the playoffs, they actually excelled expectations and they actually gelled as a unit. As for us, my fault. Hats off to Brian Keefe for being the head coach of the Wizards. Yeah. He was the interim coach. Now he's the head coach. Hats off to him. But that's why Brian Keefe has a lot on his plate. I think when he was the coach of the Wizards, he was okay, but he had a tough time with Denny throwing his hands up every time he didn't get a foul. Like, he's not as. This is why I have a problem with Denny. Denny thinks he's a star already, even though he wasn't when he was in the National League. In the National League, yes, he's a star, but you in the NBA, son, you need to stop throwing your hands up. You're not the superstar. And that's where his head is. He's not in the game. That's why I have a problem with him. I think he'll be fine going somewhere like Sacramento. Sacramento needs a star. Take his butt, go to Sacramento. Remember Lottie Divac? He was with the Lakers. He went to Sacramento and they went to the playoffs. You know? And they were good. Well, guess what? Take Denny and get you a 7-footer and get you a rim protector and another forward, and you got the big three over there. But they're not going to go to the Super. They're not going to the finals. I mean, they're going to be okay, but they're not going to be great. But that's just me. Moving on. Let's go with Coach.
Hey.
How you doing? So, what do you think about the Wizards? Do you think the Wizards are going to pick a really good team, a player, or do you think they're just going to pick the same?
Well, let me ask you this. You're saying the interim coach is now the head coach.
Yes.
You think he'll probably bring in better players?
I think he will bring in somebody that could basically put up points and defend, but I don't think he'll coach Denny to be that defensive player, because Denny is not a defensive player. He's going to have his hands full. Lou. All right. Lou is saying, well, I feel you.
Well, yeah. Say the question again.
My question is, do you think the Wizards are going to draft a player to fit the narrative, or are they just going to draft another international player?
I think maybe they'll draft an international player.
International, yeah.
Yep, that's what I agree too. So hats off to the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles are second in the division. They are 5 games out of first place. They actually took on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They actually beat them yesterday. The last time I checked, they were 1-0. Now they're 5-0. They're in the bottom of the 9th, and they're going to give Tampa Bay Devil Rays their second loss. So hats off to them. The Yankees are the Yankees lost to the Dodgers, and tomorrow they take on the Yankees again. So with that being said, there's 1 minute to go. I want to thank Lou. I want to thank Coach and Big Steve for coming in and talking sports. We originally got through a whole list of it, but we still had maybe 2 left over. That's still a winning formula for me. So I want to say, have a great weekend. God bless. Be safe out there. Enjoy yourself. And you're human first, everything second. And you're conquerors by definition. So go conquer your dream, because they're out there for you.
Go conquer your dreams.
That's right. All right. So be safe. God bless. Be safe.
God bless everybody.
All right.
God bless everybody.
All right.
Take care.
You too. With that being said, thank you for entertaining me and coming here and sitting down with me. You're human first, everything second. So go and conquer your dreams, because you're conquerors by definition. Have a great weekend. Peace.